Welcome back to another episode of Education Closet on Demand. I'm your host, Susan Riley, an arts integration specialist and founder of Education Closet. And obviously today I have a bit of a cold, but I'm here with you anyway because I want to talk to you about something that we see all the time here at Ed Closet, and that is the difference between reality versus utopia. How many times have you seen arts integration lessons or strategies or things that people are doing and compared yourself to that and said, well, there's no way I can do that, right? We all fall under this comparison trap. And so we do it everywhere. We do it in lessons that we see. We do it in where people are in their process versus where we are. We even do it when we look at online blogs from other teachers, for heaven's sakes. We look at others, work and we're going, oh my gosh, they're doing such amazing things. And I feel like my head is just barely above water. So here's the thing about comparison. I have this favorite quote that I reference all the time. And quite honestly, I do it for myself a lot too. And it's from Theodore Roosevelt that comparison is the thief of joy. Right? So you have to be joyful about where you are and celebrate the road that it took you to this point. And comparing yourself to somebody else's journey isn't fair to either them or to you. They had a different road to travel. They've had a lot of different experiences, and they might be way further along on their road and their pathway than you are. So stop comparing and try these three things when looking at a utopia vision for arts integration versus the reality that you're facing. So number one is to take stock of where you are now and be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. So there are some schools and some districts where there is an arts educator in every building. Not only that, but there's an art educator, there's a music educator, there might even be a dance or a theater educator in the building where people can collaborate with them. There are schools around this country where that is not the case, where unfortunately, and I think detrimentally, there is not an arts educator in the building. So you have to take stock of that, and you have to be honest and say, you know what, we don't have an arts educator. Or, you know what, we only have 2 or 3 people who are really interested in this in our building right now because everybody else is swamped. Be real with where you are and write it down. Writing it down makes it real. It makes it a stark reality that we have to face because we can't change anything unless we truly know where we are. So be brutally honest. Take stock of where you are now. And then you're ready for step 2, which is to circle your gaps. If you know that you've got a gap, circle it. And it may be something that you can't fix, that you don't have control over, like not having arts educators in the building. Or it may be something that you do have some control over, like planning time, schedules. Those are things that we can fix with a little bit of wherewithal and flexibility. So circle your gaps. And once you circle them, qualify them. Is this something that I can have some control over, or is this something that is totally out of my hands? If it's out of your hands, I'm not saying that you have to accept it, but it's not where your focus needs to be right now, okay? So concentrate on the gaps where you have some control. Even if it's not total control, you've got some ability, some flexibility to make some changes in that gap, okay? Even for something as broad as we don't have educators in our building that specialize in these arts areas, that could still be a gap that you have some control over in terms of, can we bring in some teaching artists? Can we pair with a local university or arts organization to have some people come in and work with our students who have some expertise in that area? So even that may be a gap that you've got some control over. Think broadly, but make sure that you're circling those gaps because that will lead you to step number 3. Which is to make a plan for today, for the 90 days from now, and for the end of the year. And let me explain why I don't go beyond the end of the year. So once you've got your gaps circled, then you've got a focus, right? Because so often, especially with something as broad as arts integration or STEAM integration or trying something new in this whole arena of education, we get trapped in, I have to get all of this done by the end of the year. It has to be completely implemented so that we're ready to roll out to the next step, and then the next step, and the next step. And we are pacing ourselves for 5 years down the line when we don't know what else is coming down the pike at us. So we're planning for a future that may very well change on us. Here's the thing. If you can make a plan for today, and once you've circled your gaps, you make a plan for, you know what, today I'm going to try this strategy, or today I'm going to resolve to reach out to another teacher and see if they might be interested in this. And make yourself a checklist of things that you want to accomplish. Maybe not just today, but at least in the immediate future. Okay? Then I want you to think about 90 days from now. In 3 months, where do we want to be? We want to at least have this team put together, or we want to at least have tried these 2 strategies, or maybe we want to at least have taken the leap from these strategies to implementing 1 lesson in our classrooms. Okay, so a smaller goal that is easily accomplished with some focus and dedication on getting to that goal in 90 days. Okay, because 90 days we can pretty confidently see out in 3 months what else is going to be required of us, what else is coming down the pike, etc. And it's just far enough out that we can really get some momentum going into those 90 days. Then I want you to think about, okay, at the end of the year, where do we want to be? We will have done 4 lessons by the end of the year, or we will have tried strategies from all 4 of the arts areas, or we will have developed a partnership with at least 2 other businesses or organizations in our community. Notice that these are very tangible goals. They are something that you can accomplish in a year. The reason I'm telling you don't plan further out than that year is because once you get beyond a year, it becomes way too overwhelming to your brain. And your plans are going to change, and then the work that you put into planning now is really all going to change. So while it's a good idea to have a picture of your utopia and what your utopia looks like, I really want you to focus on the reality of your situation. Take stock of where you are. Circle where the gaps are that you have some ability to change if you need to, and then make a plan for now, for 3 months from now, and for the end of the year that will give you some momentum and something that you can build off of for the next year. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, or if you found something that really works for you, or even better, if you have a situation that you don't think that you have any clue how to deal with it, go ahead and post in the comments below. We answer those all the time. In fact, we use them for additional segments as well so that we can continue this dialogue, which is what we're looking for. In the meantime, though, I really hope that you'll take some time to put these 3 steps into action and let us know how it goes. Until the next episode, I'm Susan Riley for Education Closet On Demand. Have a great week.